That's how I knew that I made it. I woke up looking as good. I'm in my
today. We finna get into it. Dirty go. You said everyone has made mistakes with men and put up with right. But Javaris, no, I ain't made that kind of mistake. You know, and we absolutely need to talk about this because this is detrimental to our community and our sisterhood and us as just individuals. Like women who think that they could give a pedo a second chance because society gives them a second chance by allowing them to be free does not mean that should not correlate with, oh, this is open door policy for this pedo. That's crazy work right there. It puts you in harm's way, your children, your family, everything. Okay, because that man came through that family and wreaked havoc and led to a death of a child. Say a baby don't keep no man, nothing keep no man, nothing. You say this is why I haven't been single. This is why I have been single a year and have not by choice. Okay, wait a minute. I'm reading that wrong, Lanita. Hold on. This is why I've been single a year and I've not by choice. Been 9 years for the streets. So at this point, it's hard to trust. It's hard to trust because a lot of these men don't know who they are. A lot of these men have been taught to be manipulative, patriarchal mind states, or the patriarchal system plays a huge factor. Misogyny, or however you say that word, misogyny, that plays a factor. The fact that men believe that they are not men unless they dominate and control women. A lot of women feel like they have to submit to men in order to be chosen and accepted, and they dumb down who they are. They do whatever it takes to keep a man and then still don't be able to keep them. It's just it's a lot of things that go into that. Some of them, it's survival. It's survival too. A lot of women are trying to survive. Society tells the woman that she's not able, to sustain and manage without a man. Society tells the woman that, she's just not as intelligent as a man. She can't think for herself. She needs to be led. Okay, the woman doesn't need to be led. We are highly intelligent beings. Okay, we are fully capable of thinking for ourselves. We are supposed to be taking up space. Okay, we are chaos beings by nature. Okay, we are not meant to fit into the box of anyone. It's a lot that go into that. Okay, any man that is trying to put you in a box or trying to create a space for you to follow his rules and submit to him, he's placing you in the mindset of oppression. He's seemingly, in hindsight, you have become his slave and he's your master. Okay, I'm no slave to anybody. Nobody's my master. I create this reality for myself. I am in control of my own life. Okay, I take full responsibility for myself, for my choices. Okay, and my healing. I make no excuses for anything. Okay, so therefore, I create a space for me to be my authentic self. And if anybody is coming in opposition to that or trying to dumb me down, it's easy for me to tell if that's the energy that they're coming in. You get what I'm saying? So let me share with y'all what I got so far. Let me share with y'all what I got so far for my presentation. But as you can see by the title, we got 144 in the chat. Shout out to the great mother, the divine. Okay. Shout out to spirit, the spirit guides, the ancestors as well. Lanita says she learned about being a woman from her grandma. Her mom was a pygmy. A lot of our moms was pygmies and our grandmas because they didn't have a choice. They was trying to survive. And it was really the detriment of the family dynamic. It's the women who either builds or destroys the family dynamic. It's the women. Okay. Women hold more power than we are led to believe. And patriarchy, again, tells the woman that she doesn't hold any power. Okay. And that has been a downfall of humanity. Patriarchy goes completely against natural and divine order. Okay. So in this presentation, this very short presentation, we're going to be discussing the desperate women, or desperate women are dangerous. Okay. And this is tailored towards the deconstructing of the family, matrix family and archetypes. Okay. Stay away from women who chase the 3 M's. These are the 3 M's. Okay. Money, men, and materialism. I am says I so appreciate you that I finally found one of my sisters. I'm grateful. Well, yes, wellness to you too. Gratitude as well. I am. Appreciate you being here. So the question here is, are you or someone you know a desperate pick me roach, water bug, or bed bug? I need y'all to really understand this, okay? The pick me mindset. Your mindset can be compared to anything in nature. How about that? Okay. A lot of women's mindset, especially the pick me mindset, are at the bare minimum. Okay. It's in a state of survival. And we're going to use these three examples as an example in this presentation. Okay. So we got the bed bug, we got the cockroach, and we got water bugs. I'm sorry to anybody who's afraid of bugs, but this is how I see the pick me mindset. So this is how I had to bring this to you guys and bring this to life. Okay. This is how I see it. Keep in mind that some of these mindsets can overlap with the other. You might have a woman, an archetype, a toxic feminine who is has a bed bug mentality, and it overlaps with a cockroach. It just depends. Okay. So bedbug, cockroach, and water bugs have survival-driven behaviors that, in a metaphorical sense, okay, can be compared to actions of a desperate pick-me woman or women. Women who seek male validation at any cost, often at the expense of other women. This is why we don't have the proper sisterhood that we need, because of these type of mentalities within our community. Okay, so what are the behaviors of pick me, bed bug, roaches, and water bug pick me's? Okay, so you got one, scavenging and scrambling for the three M's. So all three of these type of mentalities have in common to thrive in environments where they must scavenge and compete for limited resources. The resources are the three M's. What are the three M's? What are the three M's, y'all? So it says these type of women thrive in environments where they have to scavenge and compete for limited resources, often resorting to desperate measures to survive. This is all mental first. Okay. I told y'all know I play too much, but this is how I see it. Okay. I'll tell you a joke. I promise you, I never tell you a lie. This is what it is. This is the level. This is the mentality level that a pick me is on. I don't care what end of the pipeline she is on. It's still one of the three. Okay. So desperate pick-me women, similarly, they scramble for male attention, often fighting for scraps or validation from low-value men who offer little in return. Okay. Number two, thriving in toxic environments, bed bugs, cockroaches, and water bugs. They can survive in the dirtiest and most inhospitable conditions, even thriving in filth. Okay. And I'll just a quick disclaimer for the bed bugs. Bed bugs can be any damn where. Okay. It don't matter if it's dirty or not, but they all do like dense, dark places. Okay. So desperate pygmy women, they often tolerate toxic relationships. They tolerate disrespect, emotional neglect just to be chosen, staying in degrading situations long past what's healthy. Okay. They rather, because they don't want to be alone. They think that it's going to get better. They think that they're going to change that man. They're willing to sacrifice their self-respect to keep that man. They're even willing to allow that man to go out and cheat, and they stick around, and they just accept the bare minimum because they refuse to be alone. They're scared to be alone, or they just don't love themselves, so they accept whatever. Number three is underhanded competition. Bed bugs, cockroaches, and water bugs. These insects will turn on each other whenever it's necessary. They compete aggressively for food and territory. Okay. Desperate pick-me women. They often tear down other women, backstabbing, gossiping, and belittling them to gain favor with men rather than uplifting one another. Triangulation. Okay. Bed bugs, roaches, and water bug mentality pick-me's. They allow men to triangulate us against one another all the time. All the time. Okay. So number four is quick to scatter when exposed. Oh, don't expose their toxic behaviors. Don't start to shed light on how toxic they are, and how much self-respect they lack, and their mentality, and what they should be tolerating from men, and how they need to get some self-worth and something about themselves, some right. And then it says, when the light is turned on, they scurry away, hiding from exposure. All right. So desperate pick me women, when called out on their behaviors, they either play the victim, they deflect, okay? They try to make excuses for their man, for their situation, okay? Or go into hiding. So this is where they try to isolate you from them. What happened? Unwilling to face the reality of their actions. This is the state of mind that Shannon is in right now. Okay. This is what she's in. And again, we only using Shannon as an example because that's somebody that we all know about right now. Okay. This is the mindset that Shannon is in. You might know somebody that's a Shannon in your life right now. A lot of us may even be a Shannon. Okay. This is no judgment, but we still need to bring awareness, and we still need to have this conversation because you are indeed a threat. Okay. These type of women are a threat. Okay. They had it. All of these bugs can infest environments. Can they not? Bed bugs, roaches, and water bugs. They all infest the environment, which means they are very parasitic in nature. And they are a detriment to everything and everyone around them. Okay. You say, so you know some men who are like this. Okay. Me too. I don't know what happened to stop sharing. They don't want me to be great with my presentation today. They don't want me to be great because look, we got to recognize the roaches, the bed bugs, and water bugs in real time. Okay, we have to stop allowing these type of mindsets to thrive in the environments that we're in. Okay, and you know what's crazy? What I found is that when I'm around women who are pick-me's, and then I get to talking, I listen completely and totally to what they're saying. They might be talking about the guys they talking about, oh, I'm dealing, like, for example, it was this girl, she was telling me at one of my jobs, she like, when I was working, she was like, yeah, I'm dealing with this guy. He got a girlfriend or whatever, or baby mama that he dealing with. But we spent so much time together. When we first met, he was just somebody I was fooling around with. We had threesomes. We did this, that, and the third, So she set the tone for that man to believe that you was just something for him to hit on when the time come and come around, you cook him meals, he able to, bring your little money here and there, barely, and because you still struggling, he ain't really helping you for real. And then you tell me, after I hear you tell me everything about this man that you hate, and then I tell you what my advice would be to get rid of his ass, don't never talk to him again, block him, oh, you must be, she said to me, oh, you must be unhealed. She said, you must be unhealed. Their mindsets is crazy. It's delusional. Pick me women mentality is in a state of delusion. And then when they have someone that is around them that is logical and able to show them what's really going on, how they're being used, and how seemingly they're coming off as desperate by accepting the bare minimum, they look at you like you're the problem. They look at you like something's wrong with you, like you're the delusional one. So she like, so you don't talk to nobody. You don't. It's like they be surprised when women don't talk to men or don't entertain men that they see as beneath them. If I see him as beneath me, why would I entertain anything that he has, anything that he wants to talk about? When I see the type of man that you are, I see the type of mentality that you are. You are a roach. I don't like bugs. You get what I'm saying? Men are certain men that like to manipulate women and do the bare minimum for women. They roaches too. I ain't no fucking roach. I don't have the mentality of one. Okay. I don't like to be around a bunch of people either. Roaches operate in packs and you know what I mean? Just filth and So I don't even want to be associated with them type of men or women. I don't. So we gonna keep it moving. Because we ain't gonna let these pick-me roaches try to gaslight us into believing that we're the problem. No, we're not the problem. We have standards. We have standards, okay? We have self-worth. We have self-love. And we're not allowing somebody to come. We're not going to allow ourselves to pour into men and pour into women that don't appreciate it, that don't know their self-worth, that lack self-control, that always need to have somebody around them because they don't know how to be in their own energy, in their own space, that accepts the bare minimum, leaving you depleted, deprived, and depressed. There go another 3 words. Depleted, deprived, and depressed. Just to have a piece of a friend, just to have a piece of a man. No. See, women like this, they don't like to be in my presence. Women like that these pygmy roaches and men, they don't like to be in my presence because I call it exactly how I see it, and I don't allow them the space. My environment is not suited for roaches, water bugs, or bed bugs. So they ain't nowhere to hide here because my mentality and my intellect shines light on these roaches. So they don't have the ability to do what they do elsewhere here. So they don't want to be around me. And that's okay. That is okay because that is my way of protecting me. That's my boundaries. You get what I'm saying? And then you're on 2 different frequencies. I don't resonate with a roach mentality. I resonate with God mentalities. I resonate with people who are able to think for themselves mentality. You know, the lions and the lionesses. The warriors. You get what I'm saying? Like, not the ones that's looking to leech and give the bare minimum. So let me reshare because now I'm freestyling. I'm supposed to be keeping up with my presentation. So we got desperate, despairing, wretched, hopeless, distressed, okay, miserable. This is important. Miserable, because we know misery loves company. But a lot of times we can't see that our own mothers, that our own family members are miserable people at the core. And this is the reason why that spirit of misery, okay, is operating through them because they're surviving. They're surviving, okay? I'm trying to see what y'all talking about in the comments. Now, I'm going to stay focused. I'm going to stay focused. So they are in a state of sadness, despair, hopelessness. And a lot of times I feel like they're not even conscious and aware of this. Okay? But it is what it is. We have to see the spirit for what it is that they're operating through. And a lot of our parents are desperate. Okay? Or in a state of despair, in a state of I realized that I was raised by a bunch of scorned women who use men and hated them at the same time. It was almost like they have this disdain for men, but you want to be around them. You want to be picked by them. You want to spend up all their money. You want to use them, you know, very toxic. Okay. A lot of us was raised by very toxic feminine and toxic masculine energies. And this is what the Matrix family dynamic and the Matrix thrives off of. It thrives off of toxic and distorted masculine and feminine energies. Okay. Men will use materialistic things in order to manipulate women because they know women want, luxury. We're goddesses. Okay. The goddesses, our ancient ancestors, the goddesses, they live a very royal life. They live a very luxurious life. Okay. Their buildings, their pyramids, their things, the gold, the diamonds. Okay. It's our nature to want nice things. It's nothing wrong with wanting luxury. Okay. But we need to realize that men will use those very things in this day and time to manipulate us to our detriment. This is why we cannot subscribe to even women who are telling other women to chase the bag, get the money. Okay. Because even that is an illusion. Okay. And I'm gonna specifically say Shira 7 because Shira 7 is a very popular women's guru right now when it comes to, well, she one of them. Okay. This is one I can think of right now off the top. She one of them. Nothing against her per se, right? This is not an attack. I'm talking about the message. Okay. So if you take women content creators like Shira 7 and we don't use that advice with wisdom, you are placing yourself in a situation and or environment that will be at the detriment of you and your children. Okay. You are. Especially knowing that a woman is being unalived every 4 hours to the hands of a man. So that tells us that there are a lot more men out here that are dangerous to women than most of these women content creators are leading us to believe. Okay. So chasing a bag, chasing materialistic things, chasing men, it's just not it. It's not the thing to do right now. It's not. You say, I love how you include, yeah, money. Okay, I read that part already. Okay. So this is the pick me roach to water bug pipeline. Okay. So you got the bed bug pick me. That's the rock bottom pick me. Okay. Then you have the roach, the cockroach. That's the scavenger. And then you have the water bug pick me. That's the refined pick me. Okay. So if the women gurus that tell you to get the bag, get the bag, get the money, okay, get the high value men, they are on the water bug pick me pipeline. Okay. They on that end. Nonetheless, it's still a pick me pipeline. Okay. Now, let me go to my other document. All right. So I'm gonna share. I had to go back and forth because I told you I didn't really finish my presentation. So we're gonna go to my document real quick. Hold on. Just wanted to show y'all that there's a pipeline to this thing. There's a pipeline. We gotta add a little laughter to it, okay? We gotta make a little jokey joke. All right, so this is it right here. So you got the bed bug pygmy. Okay, this is the rock bottom pygmy. The definition is basically this is the most parasitic, bottom of the barrel version of a pygmy. Unlike cockroaches and water bugs, who at least fight for a man's attention, the bed bug pygmy just clings onto any man she can leech from, no matter how low value or or damaging he is. The behavior traits, okay, will be has zero self-respect, tolerates cheating, disrespect, even abuse to avoid being alone. Detrimental. She will fight this bad bug pick me. She will financially support a bum, okay, just to have a man in her life. She will pay. Anybody that watches Brene and Tim, okay, she likes to pay for her man, allegedly. Shannon too. All right. Moves a man into her home after knowing him for 2 weeks. If anybody heard of the trophy wife that said that she got her advice from Shira 7, this will be her. Okay. This will be that trophy wife archetype. Okay. So I can see the Brene archetype. I can also see Shannon archetype already. Okay. Tends to love bomb men first. Desperate for attachment and then clings even when mistreated. So now when he telling you get the fuck on, I don't want nothing to do with you. I'm cheating on you. I'm seeing somebody else. Or whatever the case, whatever he need to say to get you going about his life. She gonna stick around no matter what, because that's her man, her man, her man. She gonna stick beside him. Right? My man, my man. Yeah, you say now that's Shannon. You say, but she ain't refined though to me. Listen, we using the archetypes, okay, and we just putting it where we see fit. Because we need to be able to recognize these women in real time at the job, in the family, at the stores, wherever you at, wherever you spend your time. Okay, because this is how we differentiate who is in their sovereignty as a goddess and who's not. Okay, because they think that the sisterhood don't exist. No, the type of sisters that you used to having around is not the type of sisters that I want around me. So they would say, oh no, it don't exist. You know, women not to be trusted. Women not, no, some women are not to be trusted. Not all women. And I'm breaking this down to you, their mentality, so you know. This type of woman is not meant to be trusted. I don't want no pick me around me at all. Okay, so she often hates other women out of pure insecurity, thinking every woman is competition. How many of y'all deal with jealousy at the workplace? How many of y'all deal with jealousy in your family or even friends that always compete with you, whether it's passively or aggressively, right? Just always want to compete because they're insecure or they want to try to make you feel like or dim your light in a sense to make them feel secure. She ain't your friend, she your enemy. Okay, she will share a man knowingly but still claim he's hers. I know we done seen and heard that one too many times. I know we done seen and heard that one. The boy is mine. The boy is mine. The boy is mine. Brandy and Monica, right? He do this for me. He come home to me at night though. But he be with me and my kids. He took me and my kids out of town. But he pay all my bills. This is my man, my man, my man. Right? Has a victim mentality, constantly blaming men, but never holding herself accountable. Has a victim mentality, constantly blaming men for what she's experiencing and going through, but she never wants to take accountability. And even when you try to tell her that that he's only doing what she allowed him to do, she gonna look at you as the problem. Now you're gonna become her enemy because you're trying to help her take some accountability, right? And see the truth and see that he treat you like you ain't shit because you're allowing him to do that. Vampire Goddess said, I used to watch, it was 7 in high school. When she was talking about spirituality and witchcraft, he said this grip or shift to dating culture is really crazy to me. Back then, she always gave me slow vibe. And you know what? I watched Shira Seven's content for a while. Okay, I won't say since high school, but I say at least 2 years. Okay, not consistently, but consistent enough. And for me, I have to observe people. You know, I don't fully subscribe. I have to really get a feel for you. And then I do remember at one point though, I was finding myself watching a lot of her content, and I was trying to figure out, why do I keep watching so much of her content? You know, I started to question myself, you know, and I realized that I was still in an energy of desperation. I was still in an energy of wanting to present myself desirable to be with a man. Like I was still in that mind frame of feeling like it was something I needed to change about myself in order to be accepted by a man, to get a good man, quote unquote. And that's when I realized that a lot of her followers and subscribers are women who are still in a desperate state of mind. And there's a pipeline to desperation as well. There's a pipeline. But see, this is the core of what I'm teaching right now. The pipeline between a bed bug, a roach, and a cockroach pipeline by way of pick me mentality. At the core, Shira 7 is still embodying a pick me energy at the core. She's just a high value pick me. Okay. Brittany said, yes, I had to keep her at a distance. Yes. Okay. You said crazy to see how many people pay for her advice really did count her out. And she went mainstream. Absolutely. Because the Matrix wants to push that type of content. The Matrix, I told y'all, thrives on distorted masculine and feminine energies. Okay. I don't expect my content that I'm pushing right now to go viral, because this is teaching y'all how to be in your sovereignty, how to be in your power, right? And how to be whole, how to live a holistic lifestyle by way of the mind first. So I don't expect this content to go viral or anything like that. But when it's time, it will. Spirit, these messages are fully guided by spirit. Okay. Spirit makes me go viral when it's time. Just like I go viral on TikTok and then I go on my hiatus. You know, when I'm I think that's the word, when I take my break from TikTok. And then I might get on TikTok 2 months from now and go viral again. That's just how it works for me. You know, it's not, my message will show up to the women who are ready to receive this message. Okay. Just like, you know, I attract y'all just like y'all attracted to me, right? So I know every woman is not ready to receive this message. And then when they're not ready to receive that message, they can't help themselves, because it's going to show in the comments, right? By how they react to it versus observing. A lot of y'all are observers. Y'all sit back and y'all retain the information. Y'all dissect the information. Y'all detect the information. That's why I call y'all detectives. Y'all critically think on the information that I'm presenting to y'all, and then y'all draw out y'all perspective, and we have a holistic conversation about it. That takes skill. Okay, a lot of the Shira 7 gurus, it don't take a lot of skill to teach what they teach. And then they attract a lot of women who don't know how to critically think for themselves. So they find themselves dependent on Shira to think for them. I demand y'all to think for yourself, right? You have to, you know, I demand people around me and that want to be in my space to rise up and become your greatest version. I don't thrive off you being your lowest distorted version. Okay. I thrive on reciprocity. I have to give and receive, and vice versa for you. You need to be able to give and receive in spaces. We are not just emptying our cups on each other. We have to pour into each other. So I don't want to get to the top by way of stepping on my sisters and exploiting their vulnerabilities, or manipulating them into making me rich or needing my mind to think for them. I'm willing. This is me doing the work. This is me doing the footwork. You get what I'm saying? This is it for me. And I'm okay with doing the work. If this is what it takes for me to stay authentic to my message, to stay authentic to my gift, to myself, and to my spirituality and to spirit, then this is the route that I'm willing to take. And that's okay. That's okay. Because I don't want to step on nobody's head to get to where I'm going. Okay. So also, let's get back to it. Okay. So we said she often hates other women out of pure insecurity, thinking every woman is in competition or is competition for her. She will share a man knowing that he still claims, knowingly, but still claim he's hers. She has a victim mentality, constantly blaming men for her lack of accountability. The biggest issue here is she is so desperate and delusional, right? That even in the lowest value, men don't respect her. Even the lowest value man don't respect her. She isn't even competing. She's just existing as an enabler of a trash man. That man is trash. Don't nobody want him. Don't nobody need him. But this pick me right here, this bed bug pick me roach mentality right here, woman, she will take a low value man that disrespects her, right? Just how we look at Javirus. He's a low value man. But because Shannon wasn't able to see her value and she's delusional, right? She placed value on that low value man that totally disrespects her, disregards her, treats her like crap. And what she do? She enabled that motherfucker. She enabled him so much so that it led to the death of her niece. Enabled. Oh, if society gave him a chance, why can't I give him another chance? Because he's a pedo. Bedbug, because he's a pedo. Don't enable these men. Either he got it or he don't. Either he got self-control or he don't. Either he know who he is or he don't. Either he's respectful or he's not. There are no gray areas. There are none. She gave that man the benefit of the doubt, and she saw the gray area and the potential in him, and it cost her niece's life. It cost her children's life. Hell, it might even cost her life at this point. You said you had to disconnect, cut the cord with her at all costs. And when I cut her off, she became my stalker. You say she tried to become me, like me, acting like me, then had called her. Who you talking about? She lit. You say you would have been running, right? You would have been. I would have been running. First day smoking, I'm out of here. You say what now? You have the guts to tell me that you have a record as a pedo. That's how these men, these low value men, they know that women who don't love themselves will be okay with anything. They will be okay with anything. He could be a whole rapist out here, and a woman will, oh, it's okay. I know you was young, she was young, and she lied. It was her. She lied about her age. Yeah. You didn't deserve to go to prison. It was her fault. She should have told the truth. No, it's his fault. Regardless. Now, how does this woman evolve into a cockroach? Okay, because remember, we're talking about the pipeline here. How she evolves into a cockroach pick-me after being drained financially, emotionally, or physically, or all, right? She may start developing a little self-respect, but instead of truly healing, though, because she still want to avoid accountability at all costs, she becomes bitter and enters survival mode. Okay, so this is a even deeper mode of survival, because she was already in survival mode to begin with by way of her family dynamic. Okay, and I'm scorning women and people around her that raised her. So the cockroach picked me. This is the desperate scrambler. Okay, the definition here would be, now she's slightly more aware of men's games, but still operates from a scarcity and desperation mindset. She's no longer a passive enabler like a bed bug. She's in the trenches now. Yeah, she's fighting tooth and nail for male attention, even if it degrades her. So the behavior traits here will be, she'll argue, she'll fight, she'll physically attack other women over a man. She'll tolerate disrespect, but tries to justify it. He's just going through what he's going through. You know, he don't have no money right now. He don't have a job right now. Yeah, that he ain't really like this all the time. He just like this right now because his mama did this to him. He grew up like this. Just every excuse in the world she can make up to justify the ill treatment and the disrespect and disregard from that cockroach man. She lives by the "at least I got a man" mantra, even if he's trash, pure doo doo, right? Pure, but she don't care because she got a man and you don't. Just like that woman just like that roach that commented said, "Why you got kids with no man?" She don't want. She more than likely is a cockroach. That's why we put the roaches in the chat. Overgives and overinvests in men who gives her nothing. Oh, you the one that want to get that man your tax money. Oh, you let him drive your car to go do what? You let him come stay on your couch for how long? And then he bought his game system, ma'am. He not going nowhere. Once that game system come in, he ain't going nowhere. Okay. Overdoing, overgiving. You feeding that man, you making meals for that man, and he ain't doing nothing for you. Delusional, right? Delusional. She tries to fix a man who doesn't claim her. Okay, doing the most for a guy who won't even post her. Won't even tell nobody he in a relationship. I know a girl that was staying in a basement with a man that was not claiming her at all. He was staying in a basement with his friends, and she was living in a basement with him. He had dogs in the basement. It was shit all over the place, pissy water bottles all over the basement. And I know this because she would send me pictures and video footage. And I would ask her then, why are you there? There's no way I'm finna be sleeping in you already in the basement. He not claiming you on top of that. And you down there with piss and dogs. Our mentality. It's the mentality. And not only did she stay with him for 1 year, it was like 3 or 4 years. Don't be having no job, no license. All they want to do is lay up with you. They credit probably shot to hell. Can't get a loan to save your life. You paying their phone bill, and you got the nerve to spread your precious VV open for him to slide up in there and do what? And you want to get pregnant? Oh no, we got to do better. We got to. Okay, so she still hates on other women, but now she does it in a more, she does it more out of insecurity rather than delusion. So she still hating on women, but she ain't as delusional as she was before. So the biggest issue here is she's still settling for crumbs, still embarrassing herself for attention, and still not truly valued by men or other women. Because at this point, the man don't like you, don't want you, don't need you, but he using you for what he can. Because he got about 15 other women, just like Javirus was doing. Right, want to drive your car. Use your phone. What Erykah Badu say? You better call Tyrone, get your ass up out of here. No, we should not be entertaining men who we know are beneath us. Mentally, physically, emotionally. If he's emotionally unavailable, he's beneath you. If you know that you are showing up emotionally available for yourself, then he's beneath you. You shouldn't be entertaining him. If he don't have a car and you got a car, you shouldn't be entertaining him. Now I understand things happen, people fall short or whatever, because in my case right now, my car down, but I got one, but I just need to get it fixed. However, I got a place to stay and I pay my own bills. Right? So if you're doing that for yourself, don't accept anything less than that. We have to deconstruct our old standards and our old ways of thinking, and then put some value on our standard. Right? Can't stimulate your mind. You say she couldn't get her own place. At the time, she was staying with her father. And no, she couldn't afford her own place, because I asked her the same thing. Matter of fact, it wasn't that she couldn't afford her own place, because she was working. She didn't want to. A lot of times women don't want to pay bills. They're afraid of paying bills sometimes, or they feel like they can't make it without a man. She didn't want to pay bills. She felt like paying rent was too high. And granted, a lot of times it is too high. But if you know your worth and you know you're not going to settle, you trust the universe to guide you, to protect you, and to care for you, and know that everything is going to work out for you. A lot of women are afraid of being alone. A lot of women don't know how to be alone. All they know is a man, a man, a man. That is what patriarchy has done to the woman. Patriarchy has distorted the woman's mentality. Okay? So this is how she evolves into a water bug pygmy. Okay? So she gonna go from a bed bug to a roach to a water bug. Eventually, after enough humiliation and failed situations, she realized she needs to level up. How many of us heard that word, level up? Huh? How many of us heard that word, it's time to level up? And they present themselves as a woman guru that women should be listening to show them how to level up and become more desirable for the man. Only to level up externally, right? We leveling up mentally. Why? Because we know that our mind is what tracks exactly what we are. We're leveling up internally so that we can attract our divine masculine. The one that we ain't got to try to raise because his mama did a half-ass job. The one that's not insecure in his masculinity. The one that we ain't got to question his masculinity. All right? The masculine that has self-control and emotional intelligence. He can hold a intellectual conversation. He can stimulate your mind. He protects you holistically, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. He ain't trying to manipulate you. He's trying to build you up. He's trying to support you in any way that he can because he sees your purpose. He sees you at your rawness, your true self, your authentic self. He wants to support that version of you because he knows who he is. So we have to stop listening to these women gurus like the Ashley Daltons and the Shira Sevens, okay? Because we call names here, right? We call names and we say it exactly for what it is. And it's go for any woman that claims to be giving you advice on how to level up and it's only for external value. That's not the real value. Okay? So instead of doing the inner work, she rebrands it. She just rebrands herself. She just rebrands herself. So then she upgrades herself to become more refined. And this is what I'm going to call the water bug pygmy. Because now she got it all figured out. Now she becomes the manipulator that's been manipulating her. Now she in her bag, right? Now she in her motherfucking bag. So the definition of this, welcome, Nikki. I see your comment. I'm gonna give that to it. She's saying, okay, so the definition here is now she's no longer just fighting for attention, right? Okay, because even these guru women that tell you how to level up, quote unquote, by way of external uses only and external values only, which is really no value, they'll tell you, go out to these bars at a certain time, wear this type of makeup, wear this type of clothing, right? Say these type of things so that you can attract a certain type of man. This is still a pick-me mentality, all right? It's just a more refined and more high value pick-me. So she's now become a strategist to be chosen by a high value man. She looks more polished, right? She has higher standards on the surface. She still operates from a deep need for male validation. A deep need. So the behaviors here for this water bug pygmy that thinks she got it all figured out. She's going to start talking about I don't know how to say this word, y'all, but y'all know what it is. Right here. It twists my tongue so bad. Hypergamy. Is that right? Hypergamy. She starts talking basically extreme. She's an extreme feminist, okay? And high value men. She's into high value men only, but still will be in for the right one, okay? So she's only into high value men, and she's a quote unquote extreme feminist. This is where the distortion comes in for our femininity, right? This is where the distortion comes in at. Because I don't feel like it's anything wrong with being a feminist if you are a holistic feminist. If you are teaching women about their value within themselves. If you are promoting, because even sometimes with these gurus, they'll tell you how to gain self-love, or they'll speak about healing, or they'll come off like they're really spiritual, right? But at the core of their message, it's still to gain the validation of a man, and it's still to present herself in a desirable way to be chosen. Okay, so this is where we have to use our discernment and be able to decipher the difference between, you know, these type of women, if they are pick me or not, and because it's levels to it. Looks down on a cockroach pick me, right? Because it's always that high value water bug pick me that always want to talk about the quote unquote cockroach pick me's, which are the ones that's still learning how to manipulate men to get what they want. Excuse me, y'all. Right? So even though she's still doing the same things, it's just more covertly. And really, it really be a narcissist at the core. A covert narcissist at the core, okay? Because she's still pushing a toxic feminine agenda, okay? She knows her worth, kind of. She raises her standards, but still folds for the status or money. So it's to a certain extent. She uses her beauty, her femininity, and submission as a weapon to gain male favor. So this is why they focus a lot on how they appear, right? Or even their body. But see, there's a double side to that, because it's nothing wrong with placing value on how you look. It's nothing wrong with choosing and to be strategic with how you show up in the world. But if you're doing it for men, you are missing the message. If you're doing it for men, then you are still operating from a toxic feminine. You need to be doing it for you. To be a manipulator for the detriment of someone else is low value, because we all can manipulate things, right? You can manipulate somebody for their detriment and for their downfall, or you can manipulate a situation for people to feel inspired and become their greatest version of themselves. How like for me, like I told y'all, I'm very intentional with how I present information to y'all, and how I speak, and the words that I use, and the tones that I use, and things like that, because all is energy, right? So I'm using my energy to manipulate you to become the best version of yourself by way of speech, by way of, how I choose my tone of voice. That's still manipulation, but it's not manipulation for your detriment, if you understand what I'm saying. Because we all have the power to manipulate anything. I just choose to do it for better reasons, right? So I'm preaching tonight. Listen, we in a whole class session tonight. Okay, so yeah, this type of cockroach. This type of water bug pygmy will look down on the cockroach pygmy like she better than them, when really you still a pygmy. You just showing it covertly. And if you don't have the discernment to see this in real time, you're gonna miss it, and then you're gonna think that this guru is everything that you desire to be, when really she's just a fraud. All right, knows her worth, but it's it's kind of, it depends on the status and the money. She might fold depending on how much money you're gonna give her, and depends, right? She uses her beauty, her femininity, and submission. So she will present herself to be very beautiful all the time. She will use her sweet feminine voice, and walk a certain way, and present herself a certain way, to the man, to appear very soft, where really she's a fucking monster at the core, probably, right? Remember, she's a covert narcissist. So she's something crazy. She's scandalous, really, right? She'll even come all submissive to the man, right? Just to get whatever it is that she needs to get from that man. These type of women also are stealing a life force from the masculine. As far as I'm concerned, they're manipulating that masculine's energy to get what she wants. Okay, high level manipulation by way of beauty, femininity, and submission. She's using that to get what she wants from the man. And I can guarantee you, see, a lot of these type of women be in relationships with men who she has control over, and that man probably miserable and going through hell and can't get out of it, because she was very strategic in meeting that man and staying with that man and making sure she continued to get his resources, right? So she competes with other women, but in a sneaky way. So subtle shade, right? She no shade, but it be all shade. Backhanded compliments all the time. That outfit cute, but I wouldn't wear them shoes. Men, your body is all right, but men, they like my booty. No, they like my body. You know what I'm saying? Or you look good, but you could have did this better. Instead of just giving you the freaking compliment, right? They just always in this mindset of competing with other women, always. Okay, so frame submission as an elite choice rather than desperation, though it often still is, right? So they will frame submission as an elite choice. Like, you know, basically, I don't have to, I just choose to. But they know they have to. A lot of times they have to if they're going to get what they're going to get from that man and out of that situation, right? I also want to say that, how do I want to put this? I'll come back to that. So the biggest upgrade here is that she now commands more respect, resources, and effort from men, right? Because now she wanted to make sure the man is chasing her. She want to make sure that man is paying all of her bills off top. She don't want to waste no time. Give me my money, okay? Pay my rent, pay my bills, pay me to take me out on a date. Make sure you pay for my clothes. Now I ain't saying nothing wrong with none of that, but I'm just saying why. I'm just saying what the upgrade will be for her and how she will strategically move from here on out once she realized that the other ways wasn't working, the other forms of manipulation, right? So the biggest issue here is she still needs a man validation. At the end of the day, she still needs a man validation to feel secure and often ends up in a soft life delusion. I'm telling y'all, the only way you're going to get the soft life that you desire from a man is if you give it to yourself. You must give yourself that soft life, right? I give myself a soft life. And how do y'all feel like we can give ourselves a soft life? Why don't y'all drop that in the comments? How can women give themselves a soft life? This type of woman thinks that she's winning when really she's just in a different type of male control position. Male control position. If he paying all the bills, trust me, he's controlling you. If that man is paying every last bill, he's controlling you. Unless you got that name on that deed, on them cars, on any titles, right? On some land, okay? He's controlling you. And even if you have your name on all of those things, he still could be controlling to you. Mentally, psychologically. He could just be a burden to you psychologically, right? So it's still a struggle. It's still a power struggle. It still could be a power struggle there. But most men know that women want money. They want things. They want a quote unquote soft life. They want just this certain lifestyle. So they use it to their benefit. They will. This is how you stay completely dust-free vampire. Not the dust-free by way of leveling up to be desired by a man. Oh no. You got to stay completely dust-free. How does the water bug pick-me woman evolve into a truly high-value woman? She can actually heal from internalized male validation, addiction, set real standards, and lives for herself, not just to be chosen. Right? And this is how we break free from this pipeline. Most women stay stuck in the pick-me pipeline at some stage. The only way to break free is to stop centering men as the prize and start operating from abundance. Because at the core, this is a scarcity mind state. At the core. At the core. So once she knows that she's the prize, that her energy is sacred, that she is the value, that she attracts and she don't chase, then abundance become her and she is abundance. Because when you heal yourself and you alchemize them dense energies and transform those traumas into triumphs, you automatically become abundant because your mind state changed. Listen, fall asleep to the message. Let it get into your subconscious mind, knee deep. Fall asleep. This goes for anybody, right? So she will be operating from abundance, self-worth, and true standards, not just surface level ones, right? A true highly valued woman, she does not beg for attention or prove her worth. She simply is who she is. She is valuable. She don't have to prove that to nobody. I don't have to answer your questions. I had a man ask me the other day, Do I have children? And then ask me how many baby fathers I got. Why? Do you, well, I want to ask you, do you work? How much money in your bank account? What is your credit score? You got so many questions for me and you worried about things that's personal to me, right? Because he's trying to figure out how valuable I am. My value is not dependent on my circumstances or situations. So I don't even answer men. I don't answer men when they question me about my personal business. Am I looking for you to be their daddy? Hell no. Am I looking for you to come into my life and wreak havoc in my life and try to tell me how to run my house? Hell no. So why you asking me questions about my personal life? You say having boundaries, deal breaker. Yeah, things you won't tolerate, because we asked, what was the question again? I asked I forgot the question, but I know why y'all answering the question. Oh, self-worth, right? We prioritize self-care. We set healthy boundaries. We cultivate a positive mindset. We focus on activities that bring joy. We delegate tasks where possible, and we actively manage stress levels. That's extraordinary right there. Extraordinary, Tiana. Great. Right, Needy. That wasn't his business at all. But see, men are in this constant state of manipulation. So they're trying to figure out where you rank on a valuable level, right? On their internal value scale. He was trying to in real time place me on his value scale so he could figure out how he needs to manipulate me and how he needs to come, right? For whatever type of mind game he was willing to play. I'm not playing your mind games. I don't live my life according to your value compass that they have within themselves, by way of what type of woman they want to deal with. I don't live according to their standards. You don't never have to talk to me and I will be just fine. I don't never have to talk to another man again in my life and I'll be just fine. If I do get my, attract my divine masculine, and I'll be excited for that as well. But I know how he need to come. I'm just that okay with being in my own energy, is what I'm saying. I'm not against relationships, and I don't have to be in one either. There was a time where I just had to be in a relationship. I needed to be with somebody. I wanted to feel love. I wanted to cuddle. I wanted to, just have a man. I'm no longer in that space. I've exited the pipeline of pick-meism. Yes, I just made that up. I've exited the pipeline of pick-meism. I found no value in that pipeline. It wasn't worth me playing the mind games either. Right. It's your energy is value. It's valuable in itself. So I'm not open to none of that. None of them games. And yes, I will block you quick. You ask me the wrong question, I'm blocking you. You acting distance in text and you don't want to call, I'm blocking you. You just not doing what I feel like you should do. If you're trying to pursue somebody, I'm blocking you. Not too many men talk to me these days anyway, because I feel like it's an energetic thing. And pick me women have an energy that they walk with. Pick me women have an energy. And men who are manipulators, they pick up on that pick me energy. Rather she's at her bed bug pick me level or she at that water bug pick me level. She at the lowest of low or she at that high value pick me. They still can spot a pick me. Yeah, he thought he was gonna manipulate me. Yeah, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. Then you want to get somebody's number just to be distant when you text. I ask you a question, you give me one word answers. Sir, why did you get my number? Oh, you want it to be a distraction. Let me go ahead and block you. You're not really serious about pursuing me. You are trying to distract me. You are trying to use my energy. You are trying to siphon from me. You said, I don't like that I miss you. I don't like that I miss you mess and you know me too. Yeah. Yeah. I don't like the constant texting the same thing or like good morning, good morning, good morning, and don't never go beyond that. And then I don't like the ones that don't seem available. Why would you go out your way to get somebody's number just to not to be available? That's stupid. All right. So the truly high value woman, she does not beg for attention to prove her self-worth. She is the value. Doesn't compete with other women. She collaborates. What are we doing right now? We're collaborating. We're not competing. We're not judging. Right? We're collaborating. We're uplifting each other, and we're creating this very sacred space for us to feel safe, valued, heard, and appreciated. Right? So sometimes right now, y'all, in the state that we're in collectively all over the world, it's probably not easy for us, and it won't be. I'm gonna say it won't be easy for us to find women who are not in competition with us because we're so scattered all over the place. It won't be easy, and this is why I think that we gravitate to certain people online or content creators who may either give us the illusion of inclusion, because by nature we are like we are a like a group people, right? As women, sisterhood is a part of our nature, our natural nature. So it's natural for us to want to have a sisterhood. It's natural for us to want to be able to collaborate and uplift other women and create sacred and safe spaces for our sisters. That's natural. But see, certain content creators or even people that you may experience in real life, they will use the illusion of inclusion to distort your perceptions and, manipulate you, because a lot of women are just seeking to compete. A lot of women are just simply jealous and envious. A lot of women are insecure, and a lot of women are desperate. This is why I say desperate women are dangerous. It truly affects the whole community. Truly. Okay? And then you got some women that will act like they want to collaborate with you just to steal from you, just to manipulate you. Thank you, Vampire Goddess. She said, thank you for your work. She said, I feel wrong, but I'm giving up on men. You say they're just nice to look at. Too much trouble being with them. Listen, I see handsome men all the time, but I understand their logic. I understand their mentality. And I don't feel like this about all men, but I say about 99%. There's only 1% of men who truly value women. And in particular, the women that look like me and darker, right? It's not a lot of divine masculines out here that truly that values women, that are for nature and against all forms of oppression, that is for the matriarch and not for the patriarch, because matriarch values the man and the woman, right? Matriarch values the man and the woman. Patriarch only values the man, the distorted man at that. And you say you feel wrong. Well, don't feel wrong for giving up on them. And would it be that we're giving up, or is this that we're accepting them for who they show us to be, right? I won't say it's giving up. I just think we're seeing the truth for what it is. And now we're in a state of mind where we're allowing men to show us exactly who they are and not the potential that we know they can be. We're no longer allowing ourselves to give men the benefit of the doubt. No more giving the men the benefit of the doubt, because it can cost you your life. Literally. He said she said he got to be way less attractive than you. She knows the game is rigged. She says that because that's the way that she's a high value pick me, right? So if she look better than that man, then that means that man is going to have that she could put on any type of illusion and manipulate that man. Hey, Jocelyn, thank you for becoming a member. She knows that man, she can control that man. See, a true high value woman who's in her sovereignty and knows she's a goddess, right? We don't take value or we're not satisfied with having to control a man. Okay. I respect the divine masculine's energy in his space. I don't want to have to be able to control him and lead him. And in any way, I want to be able to trust the fact that he has self-control, right? He has the ability to critically think, and that he's going to make decisions for his best version of himself, which means that's going to be the best choice for us collectively, because he wants the best for himself and he wants the best for those around him. So I don't want to have to get a man that I'm not even attracted to. I can't wake up next to a man that's ugly, that I don't like. No, I have to like him. I have to love him. I have to find him extremely attractive. And I'm not settling for that. I'm not settling because I feel like if I get a less attractive man, that he will buy me the things that I need and I can dog him out. I can dog walk him. That's not a man to me. I don't want to be able to dog walk him. And that's what I mean by when I said I was raised by women who were scorned. My mama, if she don't teach you nothing else, she'll teach you how to dog walk a man. If she don't teach you nothing else, she'll teach you that. I don't want that mentality. I don't want to dog walk no man. I don't want to have control over no man. I don't want, to be for him to think that it's cool for me to talk to him any old kind of way. I don't even want to feel like I want to talk to him any old kind of way. And I have been with a man where he was like a non-man ass nigga. If I'm gonna just be honest, he was no man to me. So I was talking to him crazy. He was treating me disrespectfully. He was a clown to me, and that's how I treated him. I don't want that no more. I don't desire that type of toxic relationship dynamic anymore. I've outgrown that. Right. You say your content. Let me go up. I might have missed some things. She said, "What is my thoughts on Priscilla?" Being as though Priscilla message, and this is what I say to y'all too. A lot of times these gurus come with truth. They come with facts. Okay. It is scientifically proven that a lot of what she teach is the mindset of men. Okay. I might be saying some of the same things that Priscilla say. Right. But I'm not going to tell you that men are incapable of love. I'm not going to tell you that all women, the emotional availability that you're looking for to get from a man, you're only going to get from a woman. I don't push no type of sexual agenda, right? I'm not telling you to go be with a woman so that you can finally feel seen and validated and valued in your relationship, because we're the only ones that are capable of providing emotional security to you. So that is what differentiates me from a Priscilla, right? And also being that I know some different things about Priscilla too, that don't quite sit right with me. But if I just not put my own personal judgment on it and I go specifically solely on her message, I don't totally agree with her message. I think her message places her in a superiority seat, right? She talks as if she doesn't experience the things that women experience and that she's above the woman experience, right? Although she has a daughter, she's obviously dated men. She has men in her life, I'm sure, like family members, a father or whatever. And I still feel like she feels that she is superior more than the average woman. Do that make sense? Hollywood said it's still good brothers out there, but the women need to get out of the house much more instead of inbox men on Facebook, IG, and Twitter all day begging and acting like a bugaboo for men. I do believe it's definitely some out there, but we just have to be very mindful, use our discernment, and allow these men to show us exactly who we are and believe them the first time. Vampire said, "That's mind blowing. I never heard anyone say the divine masculine. Gives me a lot to reconsider." Yes, because they do exist. Although we all embody both masculine and feminine energies. Okay. The matrix thrives on distorted masculine and distorted feminine energies. So we are trying to deconstruct the matrix family dynamic and the matrix altogether, because divine nature, right, is all about divine masculine and divine feminine energies. The divine masculine and the divine feminine balances out each other. You have to first become balanced within yourself. You have to balance your divine masculine energy and feminine within yourself. That is the only way you're going to attract your divine masculine. That is the only way the divine masculine will attract his divine feminine physically. It has to happen spiritually, mentally first, right? And just like it's not a lot of divine feminine out here like we think, it's not a lot of divine masculines out here because society has distorted that. Patriarchy has distorted that. Matriarchy is the divine masculine and feminine. Matriarchy is the divine masculine valuing and respecting the contribution of the divine feminine and knowing that all is really feminine. All comes from feminine. The masculine plants the seed within the feminine, and the feminine, she uses that seed and she creates with that. The divine masculine respects and honors the creative force within the divine feminine. You say it's still good, brothers. They say mind blowing. You say your content is great. Every single emotion, comment, and reaction is absorbed to its fullest. You say it's odd to feel so connected to strangers. We are extended families. Yes, we are extended family, and it's great kind of magic. Yes, I absolutely agree. You say that's why women need to know their worth. Absolutely. You said Hollywood said touch grass. Yes. Okay. So it's so many aspects of this that I can break down for y'all. It really is. And it's gonna take me longer than right now. We got 222 on the timer. That's divine masculine feminine energy all day long to me. That's what 222 represents. Okay, so it represents balance. So this is why I have to come with the messages in the way that they come, because it's so much to dissect. Right. So the true high value woman, she doesn't beg for attention. She doesn't compete with other women. She doesn't bend her standards for potential. Yeah, I was just saying that. She walks away from anything beneath her. Anything. That could be a job. That could be a man. That could be a family member. That could be a friend of 25 years. That could be a husband of 50 years. That could be anything. Right. Once you start to realize what your self-worth, your power is, and you're no longer bending to other people's standards, and you start to really value yourself, you're not going to bid for anything or anyone. We all on different levels in our journey. So whenever that may show up for you, that's just when it show up for you. Okay. Some may take longer in life, later in life, I mean, or some it may early 20s, or some people might have been born into this type of mindset, but a lot of us have not. We had to figure this out on our own. Okay. Does not need a man's validation. I'm going to say that again. You do not never need a man's validation. She attracts them effortlessly because she's in her power. She's in her power. So she doesn't need to gain the man's validation and do things to get accepted by him and chosen by him and picked by him. She don't need to do none of that. She just sits on her throne. She collects. She collects what she collects because she attracts. She don't chase nothing or no one. And the goal is not to upgrade from being a bed bug to a water bug, ladies. It's to leave the infestation altogether entirely. The P stands for practice, right? So we're going to practice. I'm typing with one hand, so bear with me. Practice observing without excessively. How do you spell excessively? Excessively reacting. It's highly important. It's highly important that women learn how to manage our emotions. We are extremely emotional. You know how they say they are emotional creatures or whatever by nature, because we are nurturing. We are, we're nurturers, right? So we have a deep emotional resonance, right? But when we're in a matrix and we're in very dysfunctional and distorted family dynamics, that family dynamic exploits our emotions. It exploits our emotional control. It's like we're constantly operating from a space of a downward spiral, just emotions all over the place, nervous system all over the place. A lot of us deal with a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, a lot of very negative emotions, and then we get medications for it, right? This is how I learned to regulate my emotions. I would tell myself in the moment when I'm feeling like I want to yell, scream, hit, fight, cuss, stab, whatever I feel like I want to do, or when I get extremely fearful or just my heart pounding, nerves all over the place, I have to bring myself to that space where I have to detach from the situation at hand, because ultimately we're probably in a situation where you're being attacked, right? And you want to control your emotions, because when your emotions are out of whack, you are easily influenced and easily to be manipulated to your detriment. That's how the matrix thrives, on distorted emotions, distorted senses of self. This is an emotional game that we are in. Something. So, it's no excuse for abuse regardless. Men should not be putting their hands on women at all. Women shouldn't be putting their hands on men either. But a lot of times some men will psychologically attack a woman so bad to the point where she It's called reactive abuse, where she will physically react to the psychological abuse and trauma. Okay, so we have to keep that in mind too, that all women that has been arrested or in prison for unaliving their spouse, or harming their spouse, or attacking their spouse, most of those women were being psychologically and emotionally or mentally abused. And over a long period of time, eventually you're going to react physically to that abuse. So let's keep that in mind. And no matter what I say, no matter what you say, that doesn't give anybody the right to put their hands on you and try to unalive you because you say something that they don't like. You said I got your third eye itching. That's what I'll do. Stick around. I'll free your mind. I'll open your mind too. I'll catch y'all in the next video. I try to go live within the next day or so. And yeah, you feeling the vibes? Go ahead and subscribe.
I'm at the top of my game. I'm who they hate. This shit comes with fame. That's how I knew that I made it. I woke up looking this good.